Shalom Aleichem, blessed souls. This is Dan Matoch, Dan Zusio Goodman, live from Aryeh in Rochester Park with Dr. Bidi. And we want to talk about something which is not coincidence, which has a proximity, namely the Hebrew Calendar Year, New Year, which is coming up on the weekend of September 18th, 19th, and 20th, and the Ethiopian New Year, the calendar year, on September 11th. But before that, blessed souls, I'd like to share with you a tradition that we of Israel have, which can be made into a universal tradition with not slighting of any other faiths or cultures or belief systems, that every day from the beginning of the Hebrew month Elul up until the 21st day of Tishrei, basically a period of 50 days, 51 days, we read Psalms 27 from King David. And King David offers the following words of encouragement for every human soul. By David the light, the Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, whom shall I dread? When evil doers approached me to devour my flesh, my oppressors and my foes, they stumbled and fell. If an army were to beleaguer me, my heart would not fear. If war were to rise against me, in this I trust. One thing I have asked of the Lord, this I seek, that I might dwell in the house of the Almighty all the days of my life, to hold the pleasantness of the Almighty and to visit His sanctuary. He will hide me in the tabernacle on the day of adversity. He will conceal me in the hidden places of His tent. He will lift me upon the rock, and then my head will be raised above my enemies around me, and I will offer in His tabernacle sacrifices of jubilation. I will sing and chant to the Lord. Lord, hear my voice as I call. Be gracious to me and answer me. In your behalf my heart says, seek my countenance. Your countenance, Lord Almighty, I seek. Do not conceal your countenance from me. Do not cast aside your servant in wrath. You have been my help. Do not abandon nor forsake me. God of my deliverance, though my father and mother have forsaken me, the Lord has taken me in. Lord, teach me your way and lead me in the path of righteousness because of my watchful enemies. Do not give me over to the will of my oppressors, for there has risen against me false witnesses, and they speak evil. They have crushed me. Had I not believed that I would see the goodness of the Most High in the land of the living. Hope in the Most High. Be strong, and let your heart be valiant, and hope in the Lord. This is a wish from the house of David and Solomon, blessed souls. And Dr. Bidi, excuse me, I'd like to mention that the Lubavitcher Rebbe, 28 years ago, a direct descendant of King David and Solomon, talked about the Hebrew New Year is not patterned by the Hebrew Jewish Israelite people. It's actually the New Year creation according to tradition. There's a new infusion of godliness, of light, of elokus, as we say in Hebrew, into the creation. Perhaps now you can talk about the significance of the Ethiopian Kush or Kushite calendar explained to the blessed souls around the world.
Fraternal salutation to you all, my brothers and sisters, universally. It is very important for us to know that in Ethiopia there is a calendar that is different from the calendar that the various countries of this world commonly use today. The calendar that the various countries of this world commonly use today, it is called the Gregorian Calendar. It relates to Italy, Rome, Vatican City, the popes. And this particular calendar is called Gregorian Calendar because it specifically relates to a pope of Italy called Pope Gregory. Now, in Ethiopia, in reference to the Italian calendar, there is an 8-day difference and 8 years difference. For example, Kidamawi Haile Selassie, whose picture is on my chest, in reference to Ethiopia calendar, he was born on the 16th of Hamli, 1884. The 16th of Hamli, 1884. When we juxtapose that with the Italian Pope Gregory calendar, it comes out to be the 24th of July, 1892. When we subtract 16 from 24, the number is 8. When we subtract 1884 from 1892, the number is 8. So the basic or fundamental difference between Ethiopia's calendar and Italy's calendar, Gregorian calendar. It's an 8-day difference and an 8 years difference. But that's very important. Now, I would like to say that in Ethiopia, the Ethiopian New Year begins on the 11th of September. And with reference to our Hebrew culture and history, the Hebrew New Year is referred to by these words, Rosh Hashana.
That's right.
And the word Rosh Hashana, if you were to examine it carefully, the first word is R-O-S-H. But R-O-S-H relates to Ethiopia R-A-S, because we can have a change of vowels. In linguistics, specifically etymology, the changing of one vowel to another vowel in two words, the linguistic methodology is called umlaut. So the Ethiopia word ras, R-A-S, we can change the A vowel to O and it becomes R-O-S, Ros. And then we can add the letter H and it becomes R-O-S-H. By adding the letter H, the linguistic methodology in etymology is called paragogue. And so my reason for doing that is to show that there is a inseparableness or irrefutable closeness with the Ethiopic individuals and the Hebrew individuals, the Israelite individuals, the Jewish individuals. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to conclude, blessed souls, that when we take the word R-A-S, which is Ras, and Hebrew, we read from right to left. We have the Hebrew word S-A-R, phonetically spelling Sar. A Sar means a prince or a minister. And we hope that all princes and ministers of the Rastafari Brotherhood around the world are prince and ministers to the Most High, following and internalizing the teachings of Rastafari, who tried to stop, according to the humble opinion of my father, he tried to stop World War II by demanding of the League of Nations, do not let Mussolini make further incursions into Ethiopia, because that is a violation of not just that was not just a violation of international law, that is a violation of Torah law, because the children of Noah, who are, all of us are descendants of the children of Noah, are not allowed to make offensive wars on each other. So I think that going into the new year, we should be blessed and be blessing all the descendants of the righteous Noah to have a year where there is no more war, and understanding and meeting and congregating and reasonings, as we are doing here on this simple, beautiful day in the creation in Rosh Hashana Park in Aryeh, Crown Heights.
I would like to add quickly that in reference to the Ethiopic word Ras, as my brother said, if we spell that word backwards, which it would be called anagram. Anagram is a bona fide linguistic methodology whereby you can spell a word backwards to give rise to a new word. So the Ethiopic word Ras, if you spell it backwards, it becomes Sar, S-A-R. If you add A-H to it by paragogue, it now becomes Sarah, which is in the name of Abraham's wife.
Which is interesting. So today, Dr. Bidi, gave a little history lesson concerning Hebrew, and I myself did a little etymology. So, blessed souls to be continued.
Give thanks below.